Hello, hello, hello. I am live. Sure, I'm live. There I am.
I know this might seem out of the blue, but I got Jesus here, and we were wondering if you might want to pray with us for that way. Blue, but I got Jesus here, and we were wondering if you might want to pray with us for that way. Blue, but I got Jesus here, and we were wondering if you might want to.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So, I bought these from a sale not long ago. Actually, I bought 2 of each. And I'm going to pick one to figure out how the art journaling and abstract journaling and all that good stuff. I can't wait to get in here. I just had to determine which one I want to use first. This one is kind of narrow. For this one, I got a little bit more space. So I paid $4 for this, and I think I paid $5 for this one. So, and awesome pages. Take that off. I don't want that on there anymore. Covers are cool. I don't know what I'll do with the covers at the moment. I like how I can close it, but this is how this one looks. It's got these brown tones, which don't matter to me, because guess what? It's going to be covered up anyways. I think I'll start with this one. So we'll put this over here. So right now, I'm not worried about the cover. I'm going to actually turn it over. So the one thing I want to start, the first thing I'm going to start is I'm going to go 2 pages together just to give it some enforcement because they are kind of thin. So I'm just going to grab the glue gun. Jeez, hot glue stick. And I'm just going to go down the edge here and across this edge. And all covered. And then I'm just going to go down again. Make sure I get that real good on the edge. All right. And I'm just going to bring this back over and try to lay it as flat without getting any. Let's see how that got that little edge. So I'm going to do this. I'm basically going to. Should have thought of this before I did it. Close it like I'm doing the pages to close. Flat, flat. Let's see if I can do this a little better one more time. Not, that's the way it's going to be. Let's give this a good one more time. Let's put that little gob out there. How do you glue on the rings like I just did? Okay, now we're going to close this. One more time. All right. Okay. Oh, much better. Much, much better. All right. I do have my fancy little roller tool. It's just a makeup thing or a face thing from the Dollar Tree. Stephanie G turned me on to this. And this is so cool. Then I went to the Dollar Tree not long ago. And this was a different type they had than the one that Steph showed me. But I do have that one. It's just in my Mixmedia stuff. So, and I cleaned one of them. But it had so much paint on it. This cat didn't want to roll. There we go. Boom. Got that done. I do. Make sure I got nothing that's going to glue these pages. Okay. All right. How are you today? You're up early. You're like me, an early riser. Except I wanted to sleep in today, except the husband had to go to work and his alarm went off, and that's what woke me. And Alley Cat is still sleeping. I went up and checked on her a few minutes ago. She has night tremors once in a while, so I always kind of peek in on her to make sure she's okay. And she's sleeping. The world go by right now. I don't think that child will wake up. Okay. Boom. All right. Okay, I got some stuff on I wanted. Yeah, I'm feeling better too. Today's my last day of the antibiotic pills. So, man, that was a rough one. I'm not used to not talking, so it wasn't pleasant. Hey, did you see what I have for you? I don't know if you saw that, so I'll show you. So yesterday, I watched your Paw Patrol video, and I'm like, I know I have Paw Patrol paper. You made a comment you wish you could find better paper. And I looked in all my 12 by 12s. Allie helped me again last night. And I sat here and I'm like, God, I thought I was like losing my mind. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't run into any Disney paper I have too. In these, those cases you can hold 12 by 12 paper in. So I sat here and I'm like, wait a minute. I wonder. Because I put all the Disneys in one drawer thing. Ha ha. That's what a Paw Patrol was. So it'll go in the mail on Monday. So you get some alphabets that kind of match and some stickers here. I only used one sticker. And maybe some of these cards. Got that card. And I figured nothing else. You cut around it for ephemera if you don't. And then these are your stickers and the damn stickers. And there's another one of them. And this must have been the only piece of paper I used. Because I had to fold it in half so I could mail it. But you're going to like, oh my God. Oops, look at that one. And then this one. And that one. And then little doggy paws. And then this one. And you can tell I'm a scrapbooker or crafter because I even cut out the little back pieces of the card, the packaging at one time. And little die cuts. I mean, some are a little big. They might not fit it on the ATC, so you might have to cut them. But little pieces, pictures of the little paper. And then all paws on deck. Then I even made one. I just gotta finish it. But yeah, I'll send this out on Monday. Oh, so it's like, where did a little plastic envelope go? Well, I was like, I know I had it. My grandson was in Paw Patrol. And I remember buying it on clearance when Hobby Lobby had it all on clearance at one time. I think I paid $1.99 or something, if I even did pay that. That was a while ago. And I knew I had it. I knew it. How much I didn't remember. But I knew I had it. So, oops. That back in there. Get that all situated, laid on, mailed out. So, we're gonna do. I can't believe they don't have trading cards for squash. Yeah. Me and Allie were talking about that. What the heck? We got on a subject because Sabrina sent all these little, I'll show you, things you can put on your Crocs shoes and all. I mean, these are just a couple of them. Sabrina sent me a little bag full for the kids, and Allie picked a few out last night. And I said, Allie, do the kids trade them? Oh. She goes, they can. I don't know if they do, Nana. She goes, because I can see kids trading them off their shoes. You know? Get some of my paper. So this is just an outdated planner I bought at a sale. I mean, it even actually got these cool stickers in the back. I'm used somewhere else. I ain't gonna take them out right now. Got a little pocket too. But I paid $5 for these. Because I tell you, planners these days are pretty pricey. Like the Delusions ain't happening anymore because Yep, I can see that happening. So we're just gonna lay down some on my paper. I can see that happen. That's why Coda can't take, because like you buy your other grandson Pokemon cards, that each one of the kids have Pokemon folders, but Coda's really, really into it versus the girls. He's not allowed to take them to school because he was, because they were disappearing and he wasn't getting anyone back. He was like basically getting, like kids were taking advantages of them. So Sam's like, no, because those damn things, I don't know what they are up down by you, but I bought him. He was with me when me and Scott this summer went to Ace Hardware store, and they had them on the counter, and he talked me into a pack, and I think I paid $7. I was like, oh my God. So Sam and Diamond told him, no more trading, no more taking him to school, because eventually you'll end up with the one you want, especially when you buy them. So I'm just putting the paper over the edge. I'm not going to cut it. Just add more texture for the next page eventually. Yeah, I made a mistake. Okay. I had, how many years? I want to say probably 15 years worth of journals. Some were happy planner journals. Some were just, or planners, not journals. 15 years worth, because I kept track for all the years that Scott and I did things with his dad. I'd mark it down. And we kept them, stored them, just in case something with family came up, we had like, hey, this is how much we helped Dad. Where were you? Kind of thing. You never know with families. So, well, after he passed away, I didn't think I needed them, and me and Scott were moving here. I recycled them. I mean, they were loaded with stickers and everything, because I always decorate my planners. But I could have picked off all these stickers out of there. I don't, thing is, I wasn't thinking, I'll be honest. Because I was like, now I was like, oh my God, I could have used all them. I could have took the 3D stickers, the dimensional stickers out, still covered up the ones that were flat. But, yeah, you just, sometimes, you don't think at the moment. All I was thinking, oh, we're moving. This is time to let this kind of go. I need to check and make sure letting Nick give his away. I know they're expensive. Yep. And I don't know much about them, but what I understand, some are more valuable than the other one, and that's what Coda had this one that was worth more or something. I don't know. Sam, my son-in-law, knows all that. Well, Sam walked across the street because it actually was a neighbor. I'll trade you 2 of this one for this one, but this one was more, Coda's 1 was more valuable than the 2. And Sam walked across the street, talked to the dad, and they all decided no more trading within the boys. So the boy got his 2 back, and Coda got his 1 back. He traded. My son never got into Pokemon. I was thinking about that the other day when you were talking. Xavier never got into Pokemon. Why? I don't know. He was the Matchbox Lego kid. He'd take every dollar he owned to buy a Matchbox car or save to buy Legos. So that's where Xavier's interest was. He still has all his Matchbox cars. Matter of fact, we just moved him over to his house not long ago because they were still with Scott and I. He just didn't have room for him in his apartment. And I'm like, well, now you got a man room and you got your own house. I'm no longer your storage unit. So he was kind of cool. This was like, you should get rid of them. Xavier was like, I ain't get rid of my Matchbox cars. So they're on a shelf upstairs. He got them all lined together. Just like, no. I told Xavier, I said, I'm going to skin you alive if you get rid of these. He's like, why? I said, I've stored them for you all these years, and all of a sudden you got a wife and you're going to get rid of them? It's like, I ain't get rid of my Matchbox. Or his Legos. He's got Legos. I mean, Scott was a Lego kid. So Scott still gets Legos for Christmas. I bought both Xavier and Scott Legos every Christmas. Chantal, my daughter-in-law, thinks that's kind of weird. That's been a tradition since Xavier was a kid. Or actually, since Scott was a kid. So Scott's mom was still buying Scott Legos even when Scott was 25 years old. Nope. I can remember me and my brother. There's pictures of me and my brother. We didn't have a sandbox. We had it underneath the tree. My dad or grandpa, whatever, just dumped a bunch of sand underneath this tree in our parents' backyard. And you could see all the Tonka trucks and all the metal trucks. And me and my brother, I'm in a little pink dress or blue dress. I can't be 3 years old out. My brother is 5 years older than me. Underneath this tree, playing with all these big Tonka trucks and stuff. And I said to my brother one year, don't you wish you still had all that when we became parents? And he goes, yes. He goes, because they don't make the Tonkas. It's like, I mean, the wheels were well made. You figure my brother would be, let's see, I'm 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. My brother would be 57 years old. Yep. Wow. Yep. See, we moved when my parents divorced to a big farmhouse with big rooms to moving into a trailer house. So we had to get rid of some of our toys. I had to get rid of my kitchen. I remember having my kitchen. I am 51 years old and that still bothers me. But nobody would buy it because my parents had an auction, and that's how they settled their debt. They just sold everything off, and they were debt free when they divorced. Well, some of me and my brother's toys went up for auction, and there was my kitchen, my little refrigerator, my stove, my little cupboard, and nobody would bid on it because I was sitting there crying. So my grandparents paid $1. And it was at my grandparents' house until I was probably, my grandpa had and that was the old metal tin or whatever type, that you could see where my grandpa had to fix it a couple times. I think I was almost 17 when he's like, you know what, Tina? I'm like, what, Grandpa? He goes, I think you're a little old for your kitchen. Because now you're in a real one with your grandma. Because I spent a lot of time with my dad's parents. Not so much my dad, because my dad chose that, but with my dad's parents. And that's who had all our toys. Nobody would bid on the toys because my mom couldn't be at the auction. It was too hard for her to see her life. So we woke up to my grandparents drinking coffee in our kitchen. Both my parents weren't at the auction. So nobody would bid on the toys because I started crying. So the auctioneer would just push them aside. And my grandparents ended up with it all at their house, who had a bigger house. And they got played with all the grandkids. But they were mine. They all knew they were Tina's. But I remember I was like 17, 16 when my grandpa was like, I think it's time we let this go, he goes. I can't continue fixing this. It's to the point where I can't fix it, he says. You haven't touched it for years. I said, but the other kids have. I know, he says, but so it went. I did go through and kept some of the dishes I had. Diamond still got some of the old metal dishes. Yep, I still have my doll. Diamond scared. It's called Susie. Diamond's scared. Diamond thinks it's scary as hell because the hair is so matted on it. It sits up in my dresser. I had all my Holly Hobby, and I think I was like 13, and I was like, you know what, Mom? I went to this stage. Okay, rock posters and actors went up on the wall. So my mom's like, I don't think we should get rid of it. You might want it someday when you're a mom. I'm like, okay. So we packed it up and put it in a shed. And one of my brother's buddies, good morning, Rainbow. One of my brother's buddies sitting on the back porch, flicked a cigarette, and landed near the shed. Nobody noticed it, and the shed went up in flames, and there went all my Holly Hobby. Yep. Not 2 weeks after I took it out of my room, too. I've purchased a few items of Holly Hobby. I got it. Matter of fact, Sabrina came across a tea set. I don't know where she found it, but she found a tea set, Holly Hobby tea set, and I bought that puppy off her when she told me she had that. That sits on my dresser. I said, I told Scott one time, I said, I think I'm going back to my childhood. Oh. Yeah. Hi, Mari. Yep. You know what? It could have been worse. It could have been the house. And, I lost the shed full of, like, my mom lost, like, all our Christmas ornaments and everything was in this shed. Christmas ornaments that me and my brother made. And we lived out in a country. That thing went up like, choom. Like my mom said to us that one day, it could have been the house, could have been the trailer house. So losing, you have the memories. I hung on like pictures of my. Am I going in and out again? Please tell me. Yesterday I started a live and it started acting up too. Yesterday, me and Diamond's in the middle of a homework assignment for school, an application for an internship, and my internet went out. But we got it good. We got it taken care of. But it's like, are you kidding me? I am so tired of Spectrum Internet that me and Scott are thinking about switching over. Well, the thing is, this is what it is we have AT&T that put like fiber octet, whatever it in last year. Now we have TDS doing it. How many days? I said to Scott, Jesus. I said, I only can imagine what's under the ground running in cities that we don't know. So I said, what's going to be next? Spectrum? And I think AT&T and them messing right now is affecting all our internet because it keeps going out on me. So if it goes out, I'm sorry. I don't know what Allie and I are going to do. And she's going to hit me up to go to Quick Trip for donuts. I know that. I'm waiting for her to come down. It's 8 o'clock. I'll just let her sleep, She's 13. I don't know what time. I looked at her. I'm like, Allie, I am going to bed. It's 11:30. I'm tired. I've been up since 1. She's like, 1 p.m.? She goes, I said, no, 1 a.m. She says, Nana. And I go, yeah. So I go, if you want to stay up, because she's 13. I said, that's fine. She's like, no, I'll go upstairs at least, she said. So she was upstairs in the extra bedroom on it and her phone and the tablet. So I don't know what time she finally went to sleep. But she had to be asleep because Scott's alarm went off at 3:30. Yep, my baby granddaughter's not so much a baby. She's 13. Tell her that all the time. Quit growing on me. She's like, I can't help it, Nana. I'm sorry. What do I want? What am I doing? Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, there we go. I was like, what am I doing? Get over here and I don't remember what I'm doing. I'm getting a stamp. That's what I'm doing. Because I'm going to start using more of my stamps. Almost went down a rabbit hole this morning, but I backed out. Because it's Miss Cat's fault, too. And Sabrina's. Because Miss Cat gave me this. It's global art. And then Sabrina, which I might stick on this. Look at it. Had this cool stamp images she sent me. And I'm like, where'd you find that stamp? So she told me she thinks it was global art. So I went down a rabbit hole this morning to look for this stamp on global art. And God, 99 cents. I think I was up to 15 stamps and then shipping was going to be $28. So right now it's on hold. I am making up my mind. But Kathy sent me this. So it's in my back mind going, maybe. Do I really need it? Not really, because all the stamps I got. So some I haven't even used. I love stamps though. It's an addiction. It's like a sticker addiction. I have that too. So I've never used this one. I paid $2.24 for it from Hobby Lobby. Here's what I was looking for. I like this, but it doesn't like to stamp well. I think there's something wrong with it. Another Mixmedia. Oh, my other one. Okay, where is it? Nope, stamp pump, nope. Mixmedia. Oops, almost tripped on something. And I would have took a digger right on alive. You'd have heard a boom. I labeled all these and I still look like, where is it? Student home vintage. Mixmedia. Steamrock. And we do backgrounds. No. Mixmedia. Silver ones. Alright. Okay. I don't remember what I was looking for. Okay. We're all good here. Okie dokie. Okay. Alright. I was like, what? I literally have my stamp pad. There we go. I just moved it a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Oh, cool. The minute I hit that, it time or place that, right? I was like, oh. Maybe one about here. Oops, sorry. I can't. All right, now. Use that one or that one. Oh, what do I want to use? Hello, you made a face. I think by the time I'm done, it probably won't be a face. Man, I went to Walmart a few weeks ago. I could not get over how much baby wipes are these days. So I went on Amazon. I bought a case of them for I think I paid $14, $15. I got 10 of these packs. They're an Amazon product. Like that. I use them. And sometimes if I remember to clean my stamps, but I always try to keep my stamp block kind of clean so I don't get that on. Projects. That's when I grab. There we go. Boom. There we go. A couple on the side. Cool. It's a good idea. Well, Scott and I got a jet tub. I was wondering because I always wanted a hot tub. Well, hot tubs are not cheap. And then a lot of regulations to have them in your yard. So I told Scott, no. He was going to buy me one. And once we got here in a permanent place, that was the whole thing. It's been something he always promised me he'd get me someday. It was a hot tub when we got into a permanent place. Me and Scott have no plans to ever move out of this home. It's Scott's family home. It's going to be where I'll probably be brought out like Scott's dad and die in this same room. Because the room I'm in is the biggest bedroom downstairs. And Scott's grandfather passed away in this room. Scott's dad possibly thinks his mom. Scott's mom passed away in this room. And, Scott's grandfather as well. So Scott's dad is the one, he said to me and Scott, because me and Scott were actually going to have our bedroom down here and my craft room upstairs in our room we're in. It was bigger, but Scott's dad said, no, I think this room should be Tina's craft room. As he's looking around, he's like 3 days before he passed away. And Scott's sitting there, and we're like, okay, Dad. He goes, because you know what? I said, what? He goes, too much death in this room. Too much death. It needs some color, and Tina will really color this room up with all the creative crafting and the creativity she does. And that's what this room needs. So that's why it's my craft room. So it's got a lot of activity in it, though, I tell you. Between me, the grandkids, oh yeah. This house hasn't seen this much activity probably since Scott was little. Ouch. I keep hitting it. Oh, move that. Right there. Okay. Creases and hands and even put it a bed and graphic. Yep. I kept on forgetting to buy baby wipes. And I finally remembered a couple weeks ago, right before I got sick. Matter of fact, it was the same day. The last time me and Diamond had an outing. I bought a baby wipe. I was like, oh my God, I said. She said, what? I said, I can't get over how much these damn baby wipes are. She goes, yeah. I said, how do people afford baby wipes and diapers these days is beyond me. Oh, shoot. I'm going to work. Yeah, but look at the love and the memories that we'll always have. This cat. That's the way I look at it when I do stuff with the grandkids. I mean, Alex, they put a basement, I don't know what you call it, a window that you can escape it out of the basement at Diamonds. So if the kids wanted to have a room downstairs, well, Allie was down there a long time ago, and then she was so isolating herself that they moved her back up with Riley. And she was at that age, she didn't want to be in a 4-year-old bedroom. So she asked if she could have a room downstairs. So Diamond let her, except she was so isolating herself that it wasn't a good idea. So now Allie moved back upstairs. Well, now Coda has decided he wants to be downstairs. So his room got moved downstairs. Well, yesterday, when I was at Diamonds, I'm looking for a stamp. So if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Allie showed me her room, and she's got pieces of art that I made her, God, 8, 9 years ago that I haven't seen, and Diamond's had it in boxes. And I was like, oh my God, I can remember when I made that. Oh my God, I didn't know you still had that, because I haven't seen them for so long that I didn't say anything, because I thought maybe Diamond got rid of them. Because Diamond is one of these people. Diamond goes, no, Mom, anything that you made, I made it. I didn't know that she bought big Rubbermaids. And each one of the kids got a Rubbermaid with their name on it, with stuff that I given them. That, but Allie's got a thing for mushrooms. Check it out, Indigo. It's a thing in her room. And then this is what I couldn't get over. I told Allie, you got Tim Holtz on your wall, I said. Look at that. And she goes, what the hell, Tim Holtz? So I showed her when we got home. But this ain't Tim Holtz. So, I mean, how similar that stuff is with Tim Holtz. I for cottage something, Diamond told me. My granddaughter is not she has one singer she likes, Billie Eilish or whatever her name is. That's who's on her walls. Other than that, it's all that mushroom and nature stuff. We can't, have too many labels. Kids label people, you're a jock, you're a goody or whatever. I said to Allie does not have a category. She just looked at me and I'm like, you don't. You are yourself so very much. Your individuality really doesn't follow clicks. I had to get these out because I told her I got mushroom stamps because she saw these mushroom stamps when I was going down a rabbit hole. And this cat, Spring brought me down a rabbit hole, but I got myself out of it. I was telling Allie, I got mushroom stamps. So I didn't know that. I'm like, yep. She goes, where are they? I said, in my delusion caddy. So I told her I'd show her today. Trying to find a certain thing. I spent a lot of money on her, I tell you. I don't know where that came from. cute stamps. Yeah, they're Diane Rivalry. Delusion. I spent a lot on her. A lot of money on her. And I usually buy all. That's probably the one. Like, Timmy Holt. If people go gaga over Tim Holt, I go gaga over Diane Rivalry. These are the newest one I bought before I moved in here. I always get the sets. If she comes out with like a set, I buy the set. There's another one. I'll keep that one up. Handy. Some I picked up from D-stashes. Some I bought mine. And you can tell like this one I bought from a D-stash. Thing is, they have holes in, but they don't have nothing for you to put it in, like a binder. Like, that'd be kind of cool if they came out with something for hers, like they did Tim Holtz. I know she's got new ones out that are like big. I don't know if I'm gonna get them. Then keep my interest. See this? Got one in a D-stash. This one, I paid $10 because I've always wanted him. But then I also got this one. Same. I wanted wings. And of course the animals. And I had to buy that during COVID. I got legs. Bought them this year. Bought them this year. Bought this one this year. This is an older one I had. These I had for years. Bought her alphabet. But I think this all was one. I have to remember how some were like together as a release. I said, well, what I want to put on that page. What's in my good to put on that page? Oh, wood pile. And I have some holiday ones. I got Christmas ones. They're all down on the bottom. Like this. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna throw them in the giveaway. I'm pretty sure. I forgot about these. They're like a generic form of it. I have to double check that. So I just remembered I stuck them on the bottom. Okay, let's see. It's that one. It's like this is a whole. Nope. I had to get it all. These I've used. These are like, look at. I love that because it reminds me of Mad Hatter. And then the candy, cupcakes. No, that was not what I paid for that. I just used to need a plastic, the teapots, the teacups, and then cupcakes. And then that one as well. That's Christmas. Okay. All right. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to use. Okay. I got a loose stamp running around out of the saying. I'll try to do that one. Oh, these are, I put these, oh, okay. These are the ones I put aside because they're mushrooms for Allie. All right, I'm not going to use these. Oh. I have a delusion cart. It's just all my stamps on one cart. Don't want that one. Don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want this one. Don't want that one or that one. Possibly this one. Nope. 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 I also think this is a dupe. I'll put that aside. Hi, Sabrina. Hey, Miss Cat. I was watching your video of oh god, no, I can't remember. Hang on, give me a second. Let me rattle my. I watched a lot of your videos in the last day. Oh, what the heck was her name? I couldn't find her channel to go see her. You were doing this scavenger like she or prompts that she had, and you were trying to catch up. I can't find her channel. I can't remember her name at the moment either. Even for you to recognize what I'm talking about. Because I was like, oh, I could. I'm always looking for something to do in between, and I love having like more prompts. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun. No, I can't remember her name, but I couldn't find her channel. I was gonna message you, and I got squirreled. What I mean by squirreled, I got distracted somewhere. So if you know who I'm referring to, can you link her channel for me? Because I did use the hashtag, but it brought me up to something that was a whole bunch of women. I do know that. Let's see. Stay safe. We are making history. We are making history. Pandemic lockdown. Yep. Look at that. I paid, I want to say almost $20 for this. I could only imagine what this one costs for every the person, because it's not a delusion stamp. It's Patty, the one she puts up prompts every. Yeah. I couldn't find her channel. Yeah, that's it, Patty. I should have known that. My mom's name was Patty, and it was spelled the same. But I mean, I want to see something. Oh, oh, not much smaller either. Crazy. Oh yeah, okay. See, I have a lot of stamps. I got over probably 3,000 stamps. I like me stamps. Okay, we got that one put aside. I'm putting. Hey, look at going in a giveaway for my birthday, guys. I'll be in one of the birthday bags. I forgot about them. Oh, I should say. Okay. Oh, these are probably the one thing I'd be dirt pro. Okay, I'd sell everything else in this craft room. Not these or my dies or my big shots. Or, before I do let my do. I mean, I got a lot of money invested in Diane Rivalry. Yep. See, here's a dupe too. Yeah. Oh, I was like, I've been looking for this. See, that's yeah, Survivor. Yep. So that's in the giveaway. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I'd be throwing out. I like the hoses. I can knock on wood. No fire starts. I'd be opening my craft window, throwing my freaking delusions out the craft room. Scott'd be like, "Get out of the house," and I'd be like, "No, I gotta get this out." Whipping these out the window. I'd be whipping out the whole cart. He'd be like, "Girl, woman, get your butt out here!" Like, no. I mean, my husband had a heart attack in May, okay? It makes you think a little bit about life and the unexpected and these, Thank you. See, sometimes I'll find destashes there's a couple in a destash that I want, and there's a couple I already have. And sometimes it's cheaper to buy the destash. Even if I have a dupe. There we go. Okay, Kathy. So I found a lady in town. She had some delusions, and she was selling them as bulk. But there was a few I didn't have, and especially the older ones, like this one right here. She had this one, and the suitcase guy that I showed earlier, because that's an older one. It's I don't know how old it is, but I never seen it. It's like Tim now re-releasing all his over now. Reconditioned, they're calling it what, the vintage line or the vault. Yeah. And that's gonna happen to me someday. I swear to God. It's gonna be Diane Rivalry, the vault. And I'm gonna be like, oh my God. Because I went, oh my God, when I went and seen what he was doing. See, and then I found this. These are some ones that are just random that didn't have the places. I found them at a church, a sale this summer. And I know I have them on the cards. They're missing pieces, but I wasn't letting them stay. I put this stamp away I wanted. Yeah, I read that. Trying to find the suitcase, dude. See, I had them all organized by category. Okay, that one's kind of cool. We'll keep that one out. See, these weren't my favorite ones that she came out with, but I bought them because I thought they looked cool for borders. Not so much these, but this. That's the only reason I bought them. Not so much these little things, but them. But you know, when you collect an artist, and that's what I do, is I collect her once a year. Like, it'll be coming up my birthday. I'll get it. Matter of fact, she's got, I think, 2 collections that came out that I haven't got yet. That I will. Scott says, "What do I want for my birthday?" And that's what I told him. He's like, "Okay, I'll put money in the coat." And I'm like, "Okay, how much?" We don't shop for blindly anymore. That's what I mean by blindly. Is he puts money in the account, I buy what I want. He goes buy what he wants, and it's like I tease him. I go, "So what did I get you for your birthday?" You know what he said to me one day? He goes, "Even if I went to Hobby Lobby," and I'm like, "Okay." I go, "Okay." He goes, "I still would." He goes, "I'd walk down the paint aisle and put a half a dozen paints in a cart and say, 'There you go.'" Oh, and then he says, "I'd walk down another aisle. I wouldn't know what to get you in a Hobby Lobby, but I know I could get by with getting you paint." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, most definitely there." But he's like, "It's easier just to give me money, and I get what I want." Okay. Yeah, I like that. And last year, because I laugh so hard, it's funny. We have a store up here in the Midwest called Menards. It sells home furnishing, wood, nails, you name it. It's got a little bit of everything in it. Well, doing a makeover in our house, they also have where they have 11% rebates. You get a rebate card and you have to go back and spend it in the store. So I look at it this way. Hey, I'm buying the stuff anyways. So my shed, my outdoor shed was like $800. So we got 11% back there, and I had that rebate. And I mean, I accumulate rebates. I mean, I got a rebate back on a card for almost $2,000 of all the stuff that Scott and I were buying. The paint for our house, the plumbing for the bathroom, all this stuff adds up. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right, Cassie? So I fill out the slips. I send them in. I get the rebates, and I had them stacked up. And matter of fact, I just got another one the other day because I came across. I sent them in because I forgot that I didn't send a bunch in. I thought, oh, maybe I won't get them because they say so many days or so whatever after purchase. I got my rebate. But back to what I was saying. So I want to say I had almost between Scott and I, we had $2,000 in rebates. Plus, then you get a rebate. You get 11% off whatever you purchase on a rebate as well. Okay. So Scott asked me one day, he's like, "Baby, where are the rebates for Menards?" I go, "In my purse." He goes, "Can I have them? I'm going to Menards." So I just hand him it. And it comes back and he hands me a couple, and I'm like, and he had the lady write which ones were used because, I had many multiples. And I said, "What'd you buy?" He goes, "Oh, I bought my birthday." How do you put that? Because we didn't really celebrate our birthdays last year because, Scott's dad died on the 6th. So birthdays was not a priority for Scott and I. So he goes, "I bought myself a birthday present. Heart heart attack recovery present. What? He goes, I survived a heart attack. I deserve something. I'm like, oh, okay. Father's Day. I'm like, your kids are supposed to buy you Father's Day. He goes, well, I'm throwing that in there. And I'm like, okay. Anniversary present. And I'm like, okay. Anything else in between? He goes, I'll think of something. So I said to him, what did you buy? Because he hands me another rebate or receipt with just a section cut off for me to send in a rebate. He goes, you'll see. And he left it at that. But my rebate that I had to send in was $500. So I knew it had to be a good pricey item that he's getting $500 back on a rebate. So weeks go by and I said to Scott, have a good day at work if that's where you're doing, Cassie. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're at Hobby Lobby. Casey. I said Cassie. Casey, I'm sorry. That ma'am, I'd probably spend my whole paycheck in that store if I worked at Hobby Lobby. But all right, it's Saturday. I'm like, what? Are you at work? It's Sunday. Nope, it's Saturday. I lost Friday. Or no. I thought yesterday was Thursday. I thought today was Friday. Because I was trying to talk Allie into staying at my breakdown at school. Now back to my story. So he finally gets a call. And he's loading up the truck in a trailer. And he says to Xavier, I need your help or Sam's help. So they both went. All three guys drove off. I remember looking at them and going, what the hell? Scott bought this massive, this thing's huge. Toolbox. It's got one bottom section. You have to lift another one up. You can plug in things. It's got drawers. And all I wanted, I said to him, it came in cardboard box, and so they cut the cardboard box, and I seen it. I'm like, oh, thank you, honey. Just give me a moment. I'll go find some room in my craft room. And he says to me, I do not think so. He goes, I go, is that what you bought? And he goes, yeah, on the rebates. And I'm like, okay, I can't complain. I couldn't complain. He always I tell you, when you inherited all your father's tools plus your own tools, I understand why he bought it. Now we just got to clean the garage and find a permanent spot. But I told him, I said, I want mine when we were at Menards. I know he looked at them all summer long. And he couldn't make up his mind which one he wanted. And he wanted my husband, when it comes to big items, we do a lot of research. I pointed out the one, I'm like, I want mine that one because it had all these nice drawers. I can just picture, a thing with stamps in. But I'm like, wow, you're really spoiled. I said, I always tease him. I really spoiled you this year. He goes, but I think it was like one part was like $800, one section, I couldn't believe that. But that thing's sturdy. Sabers, I laugh at my children because they learned this from their grandparents, okay? Scott's parents told us kids, Saber was Scott's mom was sick. So I want to say Saber was probably 7. I'd have to go, do the calculations in my head. But they had us over one day. And they handed us some stickers, like the label stickers. And they said, go around the house and put your name on items. And we're like, oh, why? And it was mom preparing is what it was. So she said, because then I know what you kids want. Or, and if it comes an issue at the same item with your sister, Dad'll figure it out. So we're standing in the garage, just they get this toolbox, the second half on top. They're checking it out. They're, because it has brackets where it has to be like anchored to it, and wheels on the bottom. I mean, the bottom half had big. Well, I mean, those wheels are like huge. So making it, we're grilling out. Sam's back and forth in the garage. Saber's back and we're all back and forth. So Saber says to me, "Hey, Mom." I go, "What, honey?" He goes, "Do you have any label stickers?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Can I get a couple?" So I come out with the ones I use. These, I can show you. These ones. I have a whole roll of them. I got them at St. Vincent de Paul a while ago. So I said, "How many you need?" He goes, maybe 10, 12. So I kind of section them off and I hand it to him. And I'm thinking he's taking them home for put it on his boxes because him and Chantel are packing up to move. And and he goes, "Can you write my name on all of them?" Because he goes, "You got better penmanship than I do." Because my Xavier writes like a doctor. You can't read it. And I'm like, "Okay." So I write Xavier Massey all the way down these labels. I'm outside. And all of a sudden I hear Scott, "Boy, what the hell are you doing?" Saber goes, "I'm putting my name on them already like Grandma told us to do when we were kids."
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you?
So he was taking the labels. He put the back of Scott's toolbox. And it was about him. I'm standing there because I think it's something happened. So I come running into the garage. And Scott goes, "Don't you dare put that sticker on my Harley." He goes, "Not even under the fender?" He goes, "No." Tommy goes, "How do you know I didn't want the toolbox?" He goes, "How do you say that?" It was funny. Oh my God. Me and Scott were rolling. "Too slow, you lose," or something, he said. I'm like, Xavier. And I'm like, and then it didn't dawn on us, man. I'm like, I looked at Xavier. I said, "Where the hell did you get that idea, Grandma?" I'm like, I said to Xavier, "Grandma was sick when she did that." He goes, "I know, but Dad just had a heart attack this year. I'm just getting ahead of time," he says. I'm like, "Oh my God, child." Scott goes, "You're going to see the moon pretty soon." So I looked the other day when we were moving stuff in the garage a little bit because it's getting nice here. And we're trying to arrange things so we can get stuff out of the storage unit because we still have the storage unit. And that's $90 a month. So we want to get everything in the garage here. We've been slowly moving stuff. And these Xavier stickers are still on the back of the toolbox. I told Scott, "Just wait, we're going to probably find stickers." He had like 12 of them, I said. So be prepared, I go. But kind of, wow. Okay, our Hobby Lobby is all home decor, Christian items, and fabric. 2 hours away, so I just stopped going. And Joann's fabric's cheaper. See, I swing. Yeah, I noticed that. I don't even go to Michael's. The last couple of times I went into Michael's, I walked out with absolutely nothing. Hobby Lobby, I swing in because most of the times I find good deals on paint at Hobby Lobby versus Joann's. My Joann's hasn't got new stuff as well as like Tim Holtz if I wanted any, which I don't know what I remember. I don't remember what I wanted of Tim Holtz, but it was, I think, Halloween. And I went into Joann's because my Hobby Lobby rarely has anything of Tim Holtz. So, okay. I was like, Allie, what you do with my little scissors? They're right here. So, and Joann's, I don't find anything in Joann's either. I think I just go because it's fun to go shopping. But Scott will be the first one to tell you. He'll take me because I don't drive, so I'll ask him to take me, and he'll sit in a car, play his game on his tablet while I go in, and come out with nothing. The other day, the last time he took me to Joann's and Hobby Lobby in both stores, I came out with absolutely nothing. And then he's like, "You want to go to Michael's?" And I'm like, "Nope," because I never find anything at Michael's either. So most of the times I buy it these days. Well, I don't need anything, but I went specifically for something, and neither of them had it. Yeah, I notice Hobby Lobby does a lot of decor. I think it's funny because I know they're a Christian store. They skip Halloween and goes right into Christmas. Boom. They do got good clearance sales though, because I bought a lot of outdoor decor, like spinners for my yard this year. Last year for my yard on clearance. I couldn't tell you the last time I was in a craft store. I'd have to ask Scott. He might know. I laugh because he's driving, he drives. I don't know if you want to classify him a cab driver because he picks up a lot of people that run, like today's run. He had to pick a guy up at 5 o'clock and bring him to the hospital for dialysis. So it's a lot of pickups like that are for people that like are in wheelchairs and go to clinics and stuff. He picks a lot of them people up like that, and picks a few kids up in the morning, and then it all day steady. It's picking up people for going to hospitals or clinics. I laugh because when he comes home, I'm like, oh, because he'll live here. Like today, he left here at 4:15. Oh my God, Sabrina. You're on a roll. So I said to him, I said, and when will I expect you? He goes, don't know. I'm like, okay. The other night he left here about 4 o'clock. I didn't see him till 8 o'clock at night. He put 11, almost 12 hours in. I said to Scott, I said, you're not supposed to be doing 12 hours. He goes, no, the doctor said 12 hours on my feet. I said, what's the difference sitting on your ass to being in a car moving your feet for 12 hours? He goes, and Scott goes, I'm sometimes not in a car, honey. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, some patients, they pay for me to sit and wait so they don't have to wait when they're done. So he says, I give him my cell phone number. I'll go find a spot in a hospital. Like the other day, I went and sat and had lunch at the hospital while one of the people, and they just called me and they're like, hey, Scott, we're done. And now he's getting requests, like the guy today requested Scott to be his permanent driver. And he gives Scott a tip every time he takes him. And like he asked Scott the other day, he goes, I didn't schedule this. And Scott goes, what do you mean? He goes, I got a prescription I need to pick up. Scott goes, it's not a problem. Let's go get it. You know? But so I laugh when he shows home, when he gets home, because I'll call him and like, are you going to be home for dinner? And he'll be like, honey, I don't know. So now I make it and I'm eating dinner all by myself. I can tease him all the time. He comes in the back door and I'm like, oh, that's what my husband looks like. I guess we meet on the pillow, I said. This was really late. He's like, I'm sorry, baby. And I'm like, I'm not just kidding. He told his boss he is taking Sundays off. He told his boss Sundays are off. So he goes, and if my wife needs me to do something, I'll let you know. And his boss is really good about it. You want to hear something funny? This is really funny. Yesterday morning, because Scott is one of those types that the alarm goes off 3-4 times before he actually gets his butt out of bed. And usually then I'm like hitting him going, hey, your alarm, Jesus. And it disturbs me. So then I'm up. Well, actually, I was up before his alarm yesterday because I think I had it in my head. So he comes downstairs, or I heard him, and he gives me a peck goodbye. I love you, baby. We're not kissing on the lips because due to the fact that this sickness going around, we're doing a peck on the cheeks, you know, because he doesn't want to get sick. Because I still have a sniffle going on. You can see I'm talking better, but I still have like this spot in my throat. It seems like phlegm. I can't get up. So, he walks out the door. I lock the door behind him. And all of a sudden I see him come back through the window. So I thought he forgot something. So I unlocked the door and I'm like, huh. I said, Jesus, Scott. And he's like, what? I said, you didn't even give him time. Because there's a joke. We joke with each other time. And I'm like, Jesus, Scott. And he's like, what? I said, you didn't even give time for my gardener to show up. You weren't even out the driveway. And he starts laughing. He goes, no, I can't get the car started or the van started. And I said, why? He goes, the clicker ain't working. You know, it was one of those click eminent things you just click and the car is supposed to unlock and then start. And he goes, yeah. He goes, it ain't working. It's dead. I'm like, why don't you use the key? And he says to me, there ain't no damn key. And that's how he changed his tone. I'm like, okay, whatever. Call your boss. I can show you before you call him. And he's like, there ain't no damn key. And he almost was going to throw it at me. And I'm like, well, call your boss. So he calls his boss. He tells his boss, he goes, I can't get in the van. The clicker's dead. The car, he goes, we won't unlock it. Won't start it. Nothing. Boss goes, why don't you use the key? Scott goes, what key? And I go, and then he's on speaker with his boss. And I go, the one you can pull out at the bottom of that. He goes, what? So he hands it to me. And I pull out the bottom. And I'm like, ta-da! And he says to me, how did you know that? I go, YouTube. And his boss goes, because then Scott goes, sorry, baby. Boss goes, oh, she told you. You didn't believe her. Yeah. These are a little different and very simple. Hey, that's all right. Sometimes simpler are cute. Simpler better. Let's see. I mean, Sprina. Ready? Now, these are decorated. Mainly. Yeah, these are all decorated. These, I have to look, aren't decorated yet. These aren't decorated either. These are all my backgrounds I made. I made them into ATCs. There's got to be about a good 60 in here, if not more. I mean, look at that one. It wasn't a best idea because it didn't work out. So I got to glue that down. Yep. That's fun. Sweet treats. Thank you ones. So the ones in little baggies is the ones I throw in when people buy something. So yeah. This that's the newest one. One of the new ones I made because it's a Van Gogh sticker, a little Timmy Holtz thing, and then the same. There's that one. It's a Timmy Holtz one with my background. Yeah. Here's this one. This is what I do when I watch you guys. So I do like my painting paper. These are all that painting papers that. Well, oh, let's see. I think this one, like these are cute. Oh, I showed that one, but how I've been doing them. I think Timmy Holtz stuff looks good on my backgrounds. Just a few of them. The last of my, look at, ready? I think this is the last Bob Ross that I have. I had this whole thing at one time, this one, filled with ATC cards of just Bob Ross and that little saying. And that's what everybody got when they bought from me. Yeah, I think that's the last one. And this is like, the first bunch, the first AT swap. I went one extra. So I stuffed it in here. Yeah. Then I got these stickers I bought from Timo that are kind of cool. That are artists, just simple ones. Here's another Timmy Holtz. I think his stuff looks awesome on the back of mine. Yep. And I'll sit here when I watch a live, and I'll just grab a bunch, and I get my stuff, and I'll just start decorating. Eventually, I'll get them all made. I wouldn't doubt that you're nervous about today. Just keep your phone close. Man, that whole situation is, you know what I feel. Sabrina's in a divorce, and she's not even the one divorcing, but she has to take care of her mom's divorce, everybody, because her mom's very ill. And it's not been easy. And so keep Sabrina in your prayers, her mom in your prayers, because it's very stressful what she's going through, besides having to take care of her mom health. She's also has to help take care of her mom's divorce. Yeah. So and nothing. Yeah. Yep. So he's gonna do. That's gonna look so cool. I cut out 2, but I don't think I'll be using 2. Yeah. Yep. I don't envy you at all. Well, if you need to talk afterwards, just reach out. It's only Allie and I home today. And once she gets up, we'll probably walk to a quick trip to get donuts and a cappuccino. But I'm letting her sleep. By the last time I don't know what time she went to bed because I went to bed. So she could have went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning for all I know. But the last time she got up, it was already lunchtime and we ended up going to Quick Trip. We got lunch instead of donuts. Quick Trip of here is a gas station. And they got good food. Scott spent a lot of money on that Quick Trip. So this is Xavier. Well, Xavier, I give him his lunch money when he was a kid. Okay? And every day he'd come home from school and he'd have a soda, a burger, and a fry. And I'd be like, because I'd watch him get off the bus. And then he'd go the opposite direction. And then he'd come home the opposite direction. He'd go, because his bus was actually on the corner over here. And then we have a road down here called 12th. And you go down 12th, you go up, you go to the Quick Trip. Then you go down, and then you go back to 14th, the road that we looked at. And I'd be like, look at him. And I say, Xavier. He's like, what, Mama? I'm like, where'd you get the money for Quick Trip? Because I'm thinking, where's this kid getting this money? He says, my lunch money. I'm like, what are you talking about, your lunch money? He goes, I eat real good. And Xavier would eat a good breakfast before he went to school. Okay? And then he wouldn't eat at school for lunch. He'd save his money and go eat after school at Quick Trip because it was cheaper. And then I'm like, and my son could eat. So I'm like, it wouldn't ruin his dinner. I'm like, Jesus, bud. And plus, he's like, I always had like granola bars, fruit bars, or those kind of things in my refrigerator cupboard. He'd say, all of a sudden I'd realize I'd see a box gone, and I'd be like, "What the hell?" So I was just thinking Scott was taking them for work. Nope, they were Xavier taking them, putting them in his locker, because then he'd just grab one when he was hungry at school. Oh, this. See, I'm gonna have to tape. No wonder this is all taped up. Jesus, I can't get in this one. This is one I bought at the Beast Stash. But he told me, he goes, Mom, I'm back living because his house is like right the other side here. He goes, the least that how do you put that was so funny. He goes, at least when I lived on Shawano, I had to get in my truck and drive to the Quick Trip. He goes, yeah, this one's terrible. He goes, I said, why? He goes, because I can walk to this one again. I'm going to be putting on weight again. I'm like, no, you won't. He goes, why? I said, because now you have a house payment. And he goes, true, very true. The one thing I'm going to miss, but I'm so glad the husband has a connection, is this is Scotch tape from the machines at Scott's work. When he works at the paper mill, they have to run it to such a length, and then they'd have to switch it out, and they would just put these in boxes. And Scott asked if he could take them. I mean, they'd use them elsewhere, but I mean, they'd have tons of them. So Scott would bring me a mess load home. They work so good for packaging. So I made a comment to Scott. Oh my God. I'm like, no more tape rolls. And he goes, nope, I got that covered, baby. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, Ty's saving them for you. Ty asked, and Ty's a friend of Scott's that still comes over. He's such a nice. I should call him a kid. He's about Xavier's age. And he comes over and hangs with Scott. And matter of fact, we're going to go see, he's a ballroom dancer. God, that kid can dance. See, I call him a kid, but we're going to go see him in a competition this summer because they got a big competition. He's gone to Vegas. He's gone all over for ballroom dancing. Man, he's just awesome. So he still works at the paper plant that Scott worked at. So Scott, when he came over to see our house, and that's where So I don't have any up here because he just ordered me some, so it'll be coming in. There's these napkins I like for crafting. He gets them for me and I pay him. It's like $15 case. So I opened his mouth and asked about, hey, can I grab some of this to keep the tape rolls? And I don't remember who it was that Scott worked with. He goes, are you keeping them for Massey's wife? And Todd goes, yeah, she's cooking me dinner. Because he comes over I'll have him over for dinner once in a while. Him and Xavier, they just met this summer. So he came up for dinner and I'm like, do you want to take the leftovers home? Typical bachelor. Yes, ma'am. He took all the leftovers home. I don't know if I like him on my paper, but we will see how he looks on the paper itself. But he was so funny. Yes, ma'am. And I laugh because I haven't seen a kid. I say I'm calling him a kid. He's 28 years old. He's a year older than Xavier, okay? And he actually walked up to my zinc and he rinsed out the cup. And I'm like, oh my God. Somebody knows how to do that. He says to me, yeah, you learn that lesson when you live on your own. That's what he had a glass of milk with dinner. And he rinsed out the glass when he helped me clean up the table. And I laughed. Yeah, it's a tough one. Sabrina's in a tough one. And Sabrina just lost her dad. I want to say October-ish. I could be mistaken, but I know it's recently. Matter of fact, the 17th of March, Sabrina will be in her house 1 year. Because the last live I had before Scott's dad got really, really sick was the day that Sabrina actually signed papers to close on her house. Because nobody knew she was buying a house, but I did, and I accidentally opened my mouth. Because I'm like, when I realized the date, I'm like, oh my God, that's right, you closed on your house today. And I'm all excited for it, and I'm like, oops, September. Okay, September. I knew I was close. So I said, me and Sabrina's beginning of the last year were like, she was buying a house. Scott's dad was passing away. Then Scott and I bought a house, and Sabrina's dad passed away. It's been a tough year, this whole year for 2023. And I made a comment to Sabrina because my summer was so busy, and me kind of took a break from YouTube as well as talking to people. Not that I was ignoring people, but I was catching up with Sabrina when I saw her, the post she posted about her dad. I sent her my condolences. And then we chit-chatted for a while after, and I'm like, oh my God, Sabrina, I missed so much. And then she was telling me about her mom, and I'm like, holy Christ, I disappeared for a couple months, and oh my God, people's lives change, you know? But I really feel for Sabrina right now because now she's mourning her mom. I feel that Sabrina has not been able to sit back and mourn her dad properly, if there's a proper way to mourn, because there isn't, because now she's in this thing taking care of her. I should not call it a thing, but taking care of her mom, who is really sick, and then handling her mom's divorce. I told her one time, I said, if you need be, you find a dead end road and you get out and you just scream. It's such a stressful. And I told her to make sure she watches her health because she has a heart condition, because it's a lot to take. And I know a little bit more, and it's not my right to say anything, but let's put it this way. I'd like to go to Indiana and kick some ass. Be quite honest. But I was like, I feel sorry for Zach because he's so young, losing his grandmother or grandfather, and then, watching grandma. And he reminds me right now, because Xavier was the same age or a little bit younger, I want to say, than Zach when Scott's mom got sick. And then my mom passed away at a garage sale. Had a massive heart attack, sudden on my mom. So it hit my kids were smacked back. Same year, lost grandmothers. And I just remember seeing my little boy. That's all I remember is those big brown eyes with the sad look, especially with Scott's mom. He was too stunned with my mom. He didn't, he really didn't understand it. It was really the first funeral that he remembers my brother's funeral, but he didn't stay. My girlfriend came and got him, and he went home with my girlfriend. The kids went home. They didn't stay at my brother's funeral because they were young. And so my mom's funeral was the first reality check for Xavier. And then I guess you could say reality check. And then Scott's mom, my mom died in August and Scott's mom died in November. And Xavier was very close to Scott's mom. And that's why when Scott's dad got sick, I didn't expect my son to be here. I called him. I said he should at least come and see his grandpa, that he didn't have to stay to assist taking care of grandpa, because the sadness I saw on his face when Scott's mom, oh, that looks kind of cool, don't it? He kind of blends in though. Yeah, I might have to find a different one. But he came to see Grandpa, and he ended up staying to help take care of his grandpa and his parents. Because me and Scott didn't know this, but he didn't even make it in the bedroom here to see Scott's dad. He asked Diamond, he goes, Diamond, can I talk to you outside? And Diamond goes outside. He looks at Diamond, he's like, Jesus, Diamond. Diamond's like, what? He goes, Mom and Dad look like freaking zombies. He goes, they're not sleeping. What can I do? And next thing I know, I was looking for that. Xavier was staying and assisting Diamond, and they were doing a night shift, so me and Scott could get at least that'll pop. At least a little bit of sleep. You don't sleep when you're going through that. Really, I don't remember. I told Scott, I don't remember sleeping. Every little sound, you're like, But I'm very proud of my children. I can't underground. I've been very proud of my children. I'm very proud of my children regardless, but when you're going through a family crisis, as I call it, Scott's dad's passing away. We know he's on the verge of dying. You can't stop it. You look him and you watch somebody you love not look right to you. And then not 2 months later, your dad has a heart attack. Yeah, my kids stepped up. Never expected my son to move this. I laughed because when they told us that they bought a house, when they got the house, because this house behind me, Xavier and Chantel were looking at houses for almost a year and a half. And everyone they looked at, they'd get outbid. They had their loan limit. They couldn't go over it. And so this one, I would jinx everybody that looked at it. And when they got the house, I was so excited for them. I didn't expect them in my backyard though. And I'm like, oh, there goes my grocery bill. But it was a joke. And I laugh so hard. I play with the dogs. They leave from Diamond can't go. She's like, Mom. Yesterday, I'm like, yeah. She goes, look at the dogs. I'm like, yep. She goes, what are they doing? I said, they're waiting for me. She goes, really? They do that all the time? I'm like, yep. Spencer will sit at the fence until I come out. He'll give up eventually. But yep. I said, he'll be like, come on, Nana. I'm out here. You got to come to the fence. Don't ignore me, Nana. I know you're in that house over there. You gonna bring a treat with you? Yesterday got a double with me. You got to see me twice. No, I don't, I could title this abstract journaling or something because of the background. To me, a lot of them are abstract. And we ain't done with the background. And when I look at Mixmedia, and I've said this over and over and over, to me, there is not a wrong or right way in Mixmedia. It's your way. You can copy and use the same prompts, and nobody's pages are going to look the same. Never. And you can use the same stamps, everything. We could put them on this page. I could send Sabrina the same paper right here, same stamp images for stamps, and it'll never turn out the same. Because we all put our own twist to it. And we all use different mediums. We use stamps, paint, kitchen appliances, utensils, I should say, not appliances. Household things you come across. Like I just kept this. Doo-doo. Awesome. I'm always looking at stuff to use for background. There we go. Now he pops, kind of. He's not popping. I don't. Let's see. Well, maybe I'll add a little bit of color. And then we'll pop them all. Ooh, almost dropped that. Yeah, it was New Delusion stamps or Posca pins. I haven't made up my mind completely. Just going to add a little bit of color to them. I'm not going to color all of him. I'm just going to do a little bit of color here and there. It's going to be 81 here today. I'm going to work on painted papers. Make backgrounds on the patio day. So nice. It's only 29 here, Kathy. Also, it's actually was windy this morning. I was outside. I was up, so I walked out. I walked out with Scott this morning to say goodbye out to the car. It was cold. We've had a. I'm gonna knock on wood because we've only had one big snowstorm. We haven't got a lot of snow in Wisconsin, which is rare. I mean, right now, my weather it feels like October. So it's like I'm always and I can't remember what Allie told me. If the groundhog saw a saddle, didn't see a shadow. I don't remember. And according to her, I think she told me we're gonna have an early spring. But I have a feeling we're gonna get nailed one more time. I told Diamond that I don't count. I said, Diamond, I never count that stuff because when you think your season's over, boom, big snowstorm hits. So I said, I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, I will. When I get them down, I'm going to outline them. But all right. Okay. So, I want this color, and I want that color. Not to determine I want this side. I want this side. That corner. Now I'm on top of the greenery. Now, while I'm sitting like this, the greenery like there. Where do I want greenery? This is where the fun comes in. Oh, hello, Brenda. But damn, I fell asleep for an hour and a half. Oh, Jesus. I think I like it up in the corner right there. And actually, we'll put it in this corner and move him over here. There we go. Not quite done. I just thought of something I want to do. Oh. Alright. I will be right back, ladies. I gotta go use the. Everybody, good morning, Lori. Everybody, go get a coffee, go potty, because that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go get me another Pepsi, because I gotta go potty. So we'll be right back. Okay, we'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. Are you back? Come on. All right. Oh. See. I know what I'm looking for. It won't take me long. Over. 9:30 and granddaughter's still sleeping. I went up and peeked on her real quick. Make sure she was okay. She's still sleeping. Let her sleep. I tell her all the time, enjoy her youngness, not to grow up too fast or think of growing up things, you know. Because Allie's me at 13. And what I mean by that, she has anxiety and worries about things that don't need to be worrying about. And so yesterday she had a little meltdown at school. We had to go get her. Her medication needs to be checked. She's on anxiety medication. And the other things that need to be checked. They changed. I don't get this. Can people and I asked Diamond this yesterday. You know, medications work. And Allie's medication was working fine. And they changed it in December. And ever since then, I don't get that. I don't understand doctors why they keep changing it every so often. And then her body has to readjust when she's doing great. And then we're at square one again. And she's having these, plus she's going through I'm going to be a young lady. You know how that phase is? The whole world's coming to the end on the drop of a dime. And, there it is. It's right on my desk. I don't understand why doctors do that. I don't get that. So when it comes to depression and anxiety and depression medication. And if she's smart as a cookie, man. Oh my God. Straight A student. Yesterday, poor teachers, I tell you. This is when you know that teachers don't teach anymore because they didn't know how to handle when their internet went down at school yesterday. So they were doing games, trivia games. And Allie's a whippersnapper, you know, she's smart as a cookie. And this is what kind of affected Allie yesterday because she knew trivia answers to a trivia game. The thing is Diamond plays a lot of games like, you know, trivia, Walt Disney trivia, you know, other, you know, like that stuff. So Allie was right on and she was kicking butt. And the other kids accused her of cheating. I'm like, I don't have. And it upset her. So it hurt her feelings and she called and we went and got her. They weren't doing anything in school anyways because the teachers couldn't get into their assignments. So she came home. Oh, I'll show you my new family member, guys. I got a pet yesterday. I got a couple pets yesterday. You ready? And it doesn't bark. You don't have to clean a litter box. I got some fish. See, there's my, whoops, my fish. I got 10 little neons. And I got a beta. He is actually red and blue, and he's named Blue Ruby. Allie named him. And this is one of those cool tapes. This is my Christmas present from Central and Xavier. Up here in that white spot, you can grow herbs. It's pretty cool. So, one got some fish. And then here's my baby boy. He's a bus driver in the morning. And then he goes to his second job. Can you tell my son is like, Jesus, Mom, please? He brought his school bus home yesterday. So I went over and snuck over and took pictures of him. I even took a video. He lives on a cul-de-sac. I'm like, how the hell you turn that big bus in a cul-de-sac? Because there's another big school bus that comes down this road, and he's like, they can't come. I'm like, yeah, he does. They pick up. There's the other side of the neighbors. This is the neighbors. Are handicapped, and a bus picks them up Monday through Friday, and they go to the center. And my son, he's a bus driver too. And I didn't realize that the bus. Bye-bye. He's got 30 minutes between going back to another school, and he used to just go out to where the buses are, except the school that he goes to pick up his second route. The bus company just told him, you can go home with the bus instead of going all the way back out to the depot and then coming right back 30 minutes later. So he comes home. He makes $24 an hour doing bus driving in the morning. But the bus I see in the morning, if I'm up, that goes past and doesn't stop in front, which I always just thought was just a bus, just in the neighborhood. It's my son. He beat the horn at me when I got back in his yard yesterday morning. By the time he turned the corner, I was walking back, and he beat the horn at me. I thought he was actually driving the smaller bus. I didn't realize he was driving a big one until I started seeing the bus in the parked out front of his house. So I asked him, I said, is that your school bus I see every morning? He goes, yeah. I'm like, they're like, you bring your school bus home? He goes, yeah, because I got a second route. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, my second route is 30 minutes in between for me to start picking up kids. So he says, instead of going all the way, I think it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 to go where the bus depot is and just to come back over in this direction. So he just brings bus home, has a cup of coffee, talks to his wife before she goes to work, or his mom, as he put it yesterday. And then he comes home. He's home by 10:30 from the bus route, and then he goes to work for 1 o'clock on a second job until 9 o'clock being a diesel mechanic. That's gonna look cool. All right, let's put this together. Oh, I wasn't done in the background. Okay. I wanted to add some color to this background. These circles. But he got the second job just so because they're young, housemate. She works too. She works at a bank. He knew that for a while that they would need another income for a little while with getting a house. So, and like he said, you sacrifice a little bit to get what you want. And okay. All right. Hi, all. How's everybody in this nice sunny day? I ain't having a sunny day. My day is windy. Morning, Lori. Brenda, that is why I pay for premium. I never see any ads. And I changed that. I'm at a very minimum of commercials. There's nothing else I can do. Locally. Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of, in Green Bay, we have a lot of elementary and high schools. I think we got, let's see, Green Bay alone. East, Southwest, West. That's the high school. That's the 3 high schools. And then middle schools. Kennedy, Jackson, Beaumont. Oh, I couldn't list all the little elementary schools. Middle schools, Lombardi, Franklin. I don't know the East Side's middle school because there's 3 high schools, and I want to say 6 middle schools and a half a dozen, if not more, grade schools. And they all start at a different time. So that all the kids aren't on the streets all at once that walk. And if there's a Monday night football game in Green Bay, the kids are let out of school early. And they don't have to make it up. Because people park on the streets locally. I mean, I can't plan a party unless I plan it early enough before a game, or you don't get no parking on my road on a Packer game. That's how close I am to Lambeau Field. And people park and walk. So, plan a party on my street. It's the downfall of living so close to Lambeau Field and watching the idiots when they're semi-drunk and they walk by. And then it's fun to watch people that dress up because we are known for dressing up in cheese heads and stuff. Seeing that's sort of comical. But, yeah. Oh, wait, we have 4 high schools. I don't remember. My kids went to West and then Southwest when we moved. Diamond graduated out of West High School, And Xavier graduated from Southwest High School. I guess it don't matter. I'll put it up. We are getting a Dollar General built at the end of our road. WI. Out here. Oh, see? You have to see my grandkids. I had to walk because I was Allie and Coda's daycare for the longest time. They went to school here. And they didn't get bused. I had to walk them. In the mornings. And usually in the afternoons, Sam would grab them. Now, what really gets me where Diamond lives, and I think this is wrong. When I was a country kid, you got picked up at the end of your driveway. Okay? Diamond's kids, they get picked up. It's so weird. This is one main road here. Okay? And then you have Diamond's Road. Another side road. Diamond lives here. Kids, and it's a good distance. Kids got to walk to this road, which is a really busy road. All the kids on Diamond's Road. And then there's a road, this road goes up and there are more roads here. And then there's a road here. So all these kids have to walk up to this corner. And then there's roads down here further. Those kids get picked up here on this one busy intersection. And they're fighting right now, the whole neighborhood. They don't want, because people don't pay attention to buses. This is a busy road. So they have this road that goes this way, right here, to all these side roads. Okay? They're arguing with the district to get this moved to this side road that's not as busy, because it's all houses here. Houses. This is this Oneida. This right here in between these roads is Oneida's, like, plow truck city. It's a city building or roadway thing. And then, but they're fighting with this district right now, Seymour's district, to get this as the pickup road instead of this busy road here. And I can't believe they let Riley. I said to Diamond, like, luckily, like it says, Riley has older siblings. But if Riley didn't have an older sibling, Diamond's like, I had to walk her every day down there. I said, I can't believe that. I said, I remember when I was a city kid or a country kid, I got picked up at the end of my driveway. Now here in the city, they pick up at corners, just like this spot. They don't pick up at each driveway. You meet in a corner. Like Xavier, I lived at the end of the block. They all know I talked about it. I lived down that way. Xavier's pickup was that way. Like I asked Xavier, like Xavier says, even kindergartens, he doesn't pick up at driveways here in the city at all. And he picks up grade schoolers, middle, Oh, yeah, I lived down a dead end. They didn't come on down to, if the dead end wasn't plowed, the school bus didn't come down it. I lived my whole life on dead ends. Or I should say after my parents' divorce. When I lived with my grandpa, I lived down on the road I lived on as a kid was named after my great-grandfather, Cox Lane. Still to this day, it's Cox Lane. And my brother and I were the only kids on it. And it was my brother, was all relatives on it for the longest time. My great uncle and my grandpa and my parents. But I remember winters, I'd be out there waiting, and my great aunt would go, Tina! And I'd be like, what, Aunt Adeline? Come on in. You don't have school. Come and warm up. Because there was a good distance that I had to walk to even catch the bus from where my great grandparents' house was. Not a big distance, but I was sitting out there, and so I was closer to my great aunt's house than my grandfather's house. Well, I lived in my great grandparents' homestead with my grandfather after my parents divorced. So I'd go in and warm up and have a cup of cocoa and visit with my Aunt Adeline. And then I'd get bundled back up and walk back to my grandpa's. And the bus wouldn't come down, or they cancel school. They cancel more school in city than I ever saw for being a country kid. I remember thinking to my girlfriend Dana when Riley was in Head Start. My girlfriend Dana's like, what are you doing out here? I'm like, waiting for the bus to go to canceled school. I said, it ain't even about my ankle. I'm going to get a smaller one. She goes, well, city life. I'm like, yeah. Weak. No country kid here in the city. I said, I'm a country mouse in a big city, and this is ridiculous. I was killed crossing a 20-mile school zone crossing a highway. 2004, 2004 school year. 3 kids were killed on 3 different times. Killed along with his mom walking on the side of the road to school driveway. One was killed crossing a 20-mile. Yeah. That's what it was with these kids in the neighborhood, because one almost got hit last year. Just standing there, waiting for the school bus. Some idiot driver not paying attention to the kids standing there. And a big sign, school bus pickup. No. Yep. Oh, Jesus. Yep. Well, I was telling the kids, I can't remember when I was a kid and I'd go deer hunting with my grandpa. It would have already been up. Snow would be up to my knees. And I was 13. Allie's age. Now you're lucky to see snow during November. It's weird. Because that's when deer hunting season here is. Like now, this is weird. We've only very little snow here in Wisconsin, at least here in Green Bay. I don't know north of here. I haven't been north in a long time. But I should ask Scott, because he was driving past the cemetery where my mom is yesterday. I forgot. I just thought of it now. If I can get into the cemetery to go visit my mom, because I can't get in the winter. And he was headed up to where my mom in that direction, and he passes. And I said, if he remembered to look over, because I told him, say hi to my mom. And he started giggling. I said, look to see if I can get in the cemetery. And he says, I will. And I just forgot to ask, because if that's the case, I want to go see my mom. Her birthday was the 27th of January. And usually I can't get in there to go on, see her on her birthday. So I do a little prayer visit with her at home with a little glass of wine, and I toast my mom. But I can get in a cemetery this year. I'd like to go early, get my Christmas tree off. And then I said to Scott, I said to Scott, would your boss get angry if you swung into the cemetery if you can and grab my Christmas tree and put it on a grave? He goes, probably not. He goes, I'll do it next time I head to Akana. He goes to Akana at least twice a week. So he goes, I'll grab it. And then he even mentioned it to his boss. His boss is like, yeah, just grab. You can't even see that light green, can you? Can you see that light green? No, not really. Oh, you can kind of, yeah, not really. No, the more I look. So, because that's another reason. I put a Christmas tree out on my mom's grave every year for Christmas. And I don't like that either. And I want to get it before they end. I don't go buy brand new Christmas trees put out there, because last year I didn't get up quick enough. My buddy who lives up there, he said, I went to go get your Christmas tree for you, and it was gone. So the cemetery took it off, or somebody took it. So I just buy little Christmas trees at St. Vincent de Paul. Yep. That's what Scott and I are looking at. We have to get a roof on the house within 2 years. And I tell you, putting a roof is not cheap. Holy moly. So we're going to do it ourselves. Scott's cousin's a roofer. So he's going to come and crash for the weekend. Do the tear off, and then put something over it, and next weekend he'll come back and do the rest. Him and Scott and Xavier and Sam. This summer or next summer. Scott's dad was looking at putting a new roof on in the spring last year. Well, it didn't happen. See, no longer here. So now Scott and I gotta do it. Yeah, we had a guy out here and it was $50,000. I almost died. I was like, oh. That was a metal roof. The fancy metal roof. Hey, use the mattress to go look. He's selling it big time. And we're like, no. We're like, nope. Looked at Scott going, are you crazy? Payment would have been $900 some. I can't, for how many years? I can't remember. I looked at Scott and said, we just got done having a payment, like a rent, or because our rent was that much. I said, we just got done. I said, we don't even have a house payment on this, and we're going to put ourselves back into debt with a roof payment for $51,000 or $50,000 for just a roof. There's something whacked in that. So that's when we decided we're going to get another guy out here. We got this summer and get some better estimates. We only had 2 guys out here. One was 23, which I thought was reasonable. Because Scott wants to put a metal roof on. He's determined to do metal. I looked at him. I said, well, cost effective. We can't afford metal. We put shingles. They've worked all these years. He goes, true. And I'm one of these. Okay, I'm not a bad, worst person to try to sell something to. Because the guy goes, oh, this metal roof will last you 100 years. And I said, how do you know that? He goes, how'd you prove? I said, company's only been around 5 years. So how do you know it's going to last 100 years? Oh, what type of test puts you through natural weather for 100 years? The guy goes, what do you mean? I said, I want to see that piece of metal that stood out in an environment for 100 years. Not some machine making the environments or the sun rays. I want legit. He goes, oh. And I'm like, exactly. You can't tell me this is roof at $50-some thousand is going to last 100 years. And he was paying too much attention to his phone because he was in some football league. And then when they called to see how they're, like the company called about the salesman, I told him, I said, I wasn't happy with him at all. Why? I said he paid more attention to his damn phone for his football league than he did trying to sell your product and answer my questions. And he goes, what was your question? I said, I wanted to know how you know the roof can last 100 years if you've only been this company in this product for the last 5 years. How can you tell me? What did you do to prove that it can last 100 years? And I said, and he couldn't answer me. So, no sale. And then, of course, says, oh, we will take this much off if you do it today. I'm like, you can take that off if you do it tomorrow. Because I said to Scott, if we want to do it, we'll go through the bank, get a better. It was like 15.9% interest. I'm like, oh, hell no. I said, I'll go to my bank and I know I can get a lower rate. Well, he won't save. How do I put that? Well, I'm taking like new customer percentage and this percentage off. He won't save the percentage off. I said, yeah, I won't. I know that. 30-year roof, which means in about 10 years it'll be putting on a new roof. Yeah. I said to him, so I take your loan through your company, pay 15.9 interest, or go to my bank, yeah, get maybe a 3% interest home improvement loan, yeah, have a smaller payment. He goes, yeah, and take your $1,000 you're knocking off. In the long run, I'd go to the bank even if I had to pay the full $1,000 that you're going to take off. He just looked at me. He's like, oh. Yeah, he didn't. I said this guy, I don't know how long he's been coming to people's houses to try to sell these roofs, but damn, he's not bright. I said, I can know within 24 hours to 2 days if I can get a loan. I said, and you can still give me that $1,000 off if you really wanted it. Oh, I'm only allowed to do it for today only. I'm like, okay, then you ain't getting it. So, yeah. Yeah. They did yours in one day. Had to replace 5 sheets of wood. Such a headache. Yeah. Well, that's like Scott's cousin said. We could have this probably done in a weekend, but just in case it had to be 2 weekends, he'd bring stuff to tarp. Yeah, that's the word. Tarp it off. We don't have like big peaks either. It's not very, I mean, yeah, it's a 2-story house, but there's not a lot of big peaks. Oh, come on, dude. Lay flat. Where are you rolling? Where is it? There it is. Oh, really?
Wow, you can fit through the office.
Yeah, they only look now how kids dress.
Yep.
I laugh. Riley's the one. I love my granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter. She'll be the one trying to sneak makeup on her face out the door. She already is, and she was in kindergarten. I laughed so hard. Sam looked at her. Where do you think you're going? Because they let her play with play makeup. You know, she got some my old makeup. She had herself all dolled up to go to school. Sam goes, "Where do you think you're going with that on your face?" "I'm going to school," she says. Sam's like, "Oh, you're not." I said to Sam, she will be the one when she hits that middle school, whatever age you guys decide to let the girls wear makeup. But she will be the one before she's allowed, as she's walking to the bus stop, putting on eyeshadow or on the bus. And then she'll be taking it off before she gets home. Sam goes, "That will be Riley." He goes, "God, I hope not." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I can see it already." Yeah. Well, that's like Scott's dad had this roof done 22 years ago. So lifespan is 25 plus 5 is how it's how this paperwork read that we found on the roof. They did a complete tear off and wood replacement then. And Scott's cousin Chuck was in the attic looking up, and he didn't see any spots that were concerning through the attic. But like he says, you never know until you tear, and then it's determined. And Sam is actually saving the wood from his work that we could use if we needed to actually put wood on the roof. So you're going to kind of get in that for free. We're stockpiling it in the garage. Plus, I need a piece for my table. I'm going to make a new tabletop this summer when it gets nice. Because this is just that cheap underneath. I'll show you. Oh. It's just cheap particle board stuff, you know. The frame's nice, but I chipped a piece from the corners when we moved, and it's only a corner. It's got this just in the corners. That's all that in one little spot right here and right here underneath that are holding up the wood. So Sam's got me a piece of wood from his work. I'm going to sand it down. And I haven't decided if I'm just going to paint my Mixmedia like this on it or do the paper Mixmedia I do. And just kind of decoupage it and rip it and all that. I haven't decided until this summer when I decide to start doing it. And then clear coating it with outdoor patio sealer. Oh, I hear moving upstairs. I hear granddaughter. Oh, look at her, pretty girl. Good morning. Sleepyhead. Almost 10:30.
I've been up for the last 2 hours.
You didn't come down and say hi to your grandma,
No,
your nana?
sorry.
I figured you'd hit me up to go quick trip for donuts.
I was tired.
Well, if you were up for 2 hours, you what? You fall back to sleep or something?
Yeah.
Say hi. I'm live if you want.
Hi.
I was up there not long ago. You were sleeping, or it looked like you were sleeping. You didn't hear me peek in there?
No.
Yeah, about 35, 40 minutes ago.
Oh.
Yeah. What's on our agenda today, Allie? Besides painting my rock. Oops.
No.
No. I do know either. Papa's gone to work. Windy out. So I really don't want to walk to the quick trip. It's cold. So I figured maybe we can talk in donuts tomorrow because Papa can go drive. He's not working tomorrow. So I say, well, we wait for donuts till tomorrow. Because it's windy. It is cold out there. And you didn't bring a coat. I mean, I could find a coat for you if it really need be. We're having chicken and veggies and for dinner and rice. Or I should say supper, not lunch. I mean, you're up. We might as well have lunch. It's almost 10:30, so I'll have like a brunch.
Can I have an egg?
Go ahead, have an egg. Papa bought you eggs. Eat them up. Do you have any Donald Duck or paper or flamingos? Do I? I probably have some. Why? Sorry, Lori, I've just looked up.
That one.
Can I? I haven't heard of can I
Sure.
please have one?
May I please have one?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You are welcome. What do you think of my page?
Pretty.
You think it looks abstract?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Allie likes cooking. She makes better eggs than I do. I always break my yolk. Just adding some little details here and there. Doodling. I like doodling on my projects. Sometimes I get too carried away with doodling. I can't see. I'm back, friends. Quick, hide the craft supplies. Our Hobby Lobby, sorry. I know that because I told Scott, maybe I'll apply at Hobby Lobby. He goes, yeah, and spend your whole paycheck? I'm like, yeah. And then he goes, and how would you get there? I said, well, I'd ride my bike. I'd only work during the summer, though. On a break. Nope. I love my manager at my Hobby Lobby. He is such a nice man. Oh, he's so cool. I don't remember what was going on, but I went in a store when they had a big clearance and the jelly plates were clearance, the big ones were clearance and out. And I went in and I'm like, what the hell? So ours weren't. So I showed him on a video. So he went and did something, came back and slapped the price tag on him, and boom, everything I had wanted, he marked it down for me. Yeah, I meant to wash you yesterday, Casey. I even marked notification. Except my daughter came into town. And we ended up going fish shopping. I got new family members in my house. I got new fish. Yep. So we got 10 tetras or 10 neons. And then we got a beta. It's really pretty blue and red. And Allie named her Blue Ruby. And then we had to go get fishies. Yeah. We had to go get Allie at school yesterday because my daughter lives 30 minutes away from me. And she's here. And I was in town for school. And then finished her class. And then she came here and she was meeting her brother to pick up a goldfish. Because my son won a goldfish at the fair. But it was getting too big for their tank. And it was like eating his little neons, and they ate something else of his. Hello, Lindy. And so my daughter, who has koi's, her brother's like, will you take this damn fish? They bought it, they wanted in that where you throw the ping pong balls in those little fish things. And he wanted a fish. So he's now living at my daughter's. But we had to wait for Xavier to come home. And then we set up my little 5-gallon fish tank. It's got a cool fish tank. You can grow plants on the top of it.
I messed up and it ended up becoming scrambled.
Are you going to eat that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want one?
yes, please. I'm actually kind of hungry. So I like.
You can have
I want that one. I was going to say I like scrambled. So I don't like the yolk that's slimy.
You don't like
Over easy, I think that is. I don't remember.
I think it's easy.
Yeah. All right. Well, people, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go eat some breakfast or brunch, whatever you want to call it, with the granddaughter. I'm going to go make her and I eat an English muffin. But this is my project in the planner today. Simple little one. And all I did is I glued 2 pieces together just to give, because it is thin. So I glued the 2 pieces together and used some of my my background paper, and then I have paint on there and some delusion images, which I haven't touched in a very long time. And what should I say? I got a surprise from Amazon coming. My daughter told me of something I had in my wish list because I got a credit back that she spent. It's funny. I had a credit from Amazon. She accidentally spent it. So she went in my wish list and bought me something that I wanted to make up her using my credit. Ooh, not me. I see. I'm not a big egg eater. I've never have been. But she came in here. She's like, I'm making scrambled eggs. I'll eat it. But yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna go put some cheese on it. I like omelets. which are eggs. But when I go out to eat, like, ooh, Scott's off tomorrow. Maybe I could talk him into taking us out to breakfast, and I can have my stuffed French toast. Oh, so good at this one restaurant on Broadway. Um, yeah, see, if I do have to have the yolk's gotta be popped or taken out. I have this little thing where I pop my egg in and the yolk stays there and it's just white. Yep, I don't like the yolks. No yolks. No. Yep. Yep. I laughed when I was pregnant. We're down in North Carolina visiting my aunt and uncle, and they're making breakfast, and I'm in the shower. And my Aunt Mary says, "How many eggs will Tina want?" My Uncle Randy says, "Tina don't eat eggs. She'll come out and have a bowl of cornflakes." That's why. Because she was wondering why my Uncle Randy bought they knew we were coming. My mom, me, my grandparents, we drove my dad's parents down to see my Uncle Randy, their youngest son. Their own children couldn't do it, so my mom did. Mom and I did. We drove my aunt and uncle, my grandparents to go see their son in the Air Force. Because I went and saw him before my grandparents ever went and saw him. So so my uncle bought me cornflakes. I love cornflakes or Fruity Pebbles.
I like Pops.
So my aunt goes, "Oh, she'll have a couple eggs." Uncle Randy goes, "I'm telling you straight up, she's not going to eat eggs. She's never eats eggs. She's never have. And never was a kid that ate eggs." And I grew up on a farm with chickens.
I think this is a little raw. Oh well.
They probably like it the way they're talking about these eggs. It's probably right up their alley what that egg looks like you made.
No, it's not supposed to be like that runny.
Oh. Well, go put it back in and cook it a little longer, honey, if you don't think it. So my aunt comes in the bathroom. "Tina, how many eggs do you want?" I'm like, "Oh my God, none. Gross." She goes, "Okay." Plus, my uncle bought me special milk because I can't. I lived on a farm and I couldn't even drink cow's milk. I had to drink goat's milk. Yeah, it's probably why I'm not a big milk drinker. So he went and bought me specialty milk so I could drink and have cereal. My Aunt Mary's like, "Never knew that." Yep. My parents went and bought goats when I was a baby because they didn't have the formula like they do now for kids. And if they did, my mom couldn't afford it. Yep. Never liked milk. I milked cows, but never drank it. Well, I milked cows when I was from 14 until I was like almost 24 years old. I laughed. I went on a field trip. Was it with Saber or one of the grandkids? I can't know. And I used to have to put the milkers on and a big heavy thing underneath, the strap going over the cow. Hey, but you know what? My husband eats all that stuff so we can have breakfast together. That's the way my husband eats his eggs. So I just have stuffed French toast. I love French toast. French toast, syrup, and my sausages with syrup. Yep, we're good to go. But forgot what was I saying. Oh, I milk cows. So I went on a field trip with my son, and I walk into this barn, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And the guy goes, I said, "Where's the strap to put over the cow and the jug thingy?" I said, "I get the milkers." He goes, "Oh, no, them are changed. We have lines that run all the way to the milk house now." I'm like, "What?" I said, "I would have to take those bucket milk things. I can't remember what they're called. I put it in another bucket, go to the next call, put that back on, and run that bucket to the milk house. So no wonder I was so damn skinny when I was a kid. He starts laughing. He goes, haven't been in a barn for a while, have you? I'm like, nope. I said, I didn't marry a farmer boy. He goes, what you marry? I said, I married a biker. I love cows. My whole kitchen's cows. My favorite animal is a cow, and I can't even drink milk. Yep. Crazy, isn't it? Scott always teased me. My husband teased me because I moved from the country to the city, and my kitchen is farm. Yep, all farm decor. But I want to thank you guys for coming in, hanging out with me this morning. Like I said, I just go random live. And if I notice, like, I know Casey was supposed to be at 7 o'clock tomorrow. That was 7 o'clock my time. I wasn't going to go on because I planned on going live. And I'm like, oh, Casey's going on. So I'll go watch him and I'll putz myself watching him. And then my daughter called. And then I missed it anyways. I did rewatch it though. I watched it this morning at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Yeah, about 4:30 because my husband had to be up at 3:30. So it was sometime after 3:30 and I came downstairs and that's what I watched you. Till I came on live here. Yep. You did some awesome backgrounds. I want that Tim Holmes stamp so bad that you used on your last way at the end. I'm like, oh, I want that stamp. But then I look over at my stamp closet shelf and go, don't need it. Oh man, I'm not finished yet. You're leaving me? Yeah. I'm gonna go spend some time with Alley Cat. We're gonna paint. Hand me the rock. I found this in my Valentine's stuff. Be mine, and I'm gonna go dig out the Thanksgiving ones I have, so we can paint them. So I can put them in my yard in the spring. Yeah, I have to get my hours. Yep. They took almost 1,000 hours away from me this past in 2023, and I have no idea why. I was almost at 2,000 hours, and I was like, yeah. And I was gonna bust out from the top from where I noticed it, and then I came on, and there were almost 1,000 hours gone. It's took me this last. Well, I know 2023 was a hard year for me, and I wasn't going live a lot because working in the house and stuff. But I was like, what the hell? So now I have to get back up to the 4K. And I hope they count my previous hours from 2023. Because I was like, I think, almost 1,800 when it kind of switched and you started it back at zero. Because I got money sitting there. That it? Yep. I put matter of fact, when I lost my voice and I did things, I did a shorts. I'm like, how the hell did I do? I couldn't remember. So I went, how do you make shorts? So, and I couldn't talk, so mine has music playing that was free. Yep. I just watched your short. I commented. I go watch that this morning. Yeah. Yep, I gotta go too. So have a good work day, Casey. Don't spend your paycheck at Hobby Lobby. Let us know.
Not all of it.
Yeah, at least not all of it. Allie just said if you heard her. That's my granddaughter. You see?
Hi.
And let us know if there's some good deals going on, especially when it comes to paint. That's so nice. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good Saturday. You never know. Me and Allie might decide to come live just to paint rocks because I have to go find the other ones. So she wants to paint rocks. So we're going to paint rocks. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye.
You want to say it, Allie?
Be happy, be kind, be safe, be funny, be crafty, and bye for now.
Bye, everybody.